everyone, it's Liam Carrison here. One final time, one final game. I mean, we're already on the final game, but yeah, it's the final episode of Squid Game. It's episode number 6 of season 3. So yeah, I mean, it's been quite the ride over the course of the 3 seasons. It's been really superb, and yeah, I'm kind of nervous about how things are going to go down, given the fact that now we have, well, we do have 3 characters, but I don't imagine that they would kill off the baby. This whole thing has been circulated around the baby, of course, in terms of the final game, because obviously we had those who thought, well, getting rid of the baby should be a guarantee and all of that, and yeah, they're all pretty much dead. So yeah, but now we are left with pretty much a difficult choice, because we've got the dad, we've got MG Coin, we've got Myung-gi, who should theoretically be the one to even though that Jun-hee didn't really want him to go anywhere near the kid, of course. He should theoretically be raising the kid and all of that, but would Gi-hun get, I guess, this second chance? I don't know. There's a real possibility that Gi-hun's probably, and to be fair, him coming back into the games in season 2, I wasn't really expecting him to make it out, to be fair, because of the fact that is lightning really going to strike twice in a contest like this, I guess. So yeah, I mean, he's made it to the final obstacle, but I don't know where things are going to go. So yeah. Even in regards to the front man as well, considering the last episode, I know we didn't get too much of a focus on him, but we got pretty much enough in terms of going into backstory and how he prompted the same situation to Gi-hun in the ending of episode 4 that Il-nam gave to him when In-ho was in the games. So yeah. And the fact that Gi-hun predictably didn't go through with it kind of spells, yeah, maybe I am a piece of shit. So, yeah, but, yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Because, of course, again, Gi-hun went back into the games, but there is this notion that has kind of been put to the side that, I haven't really put too much thought into it in terms of trying to stop the games. So what's going to happen when, what's going to happen when the end comes? Because if Gi-hun does win, what will happen then? But I just can't, as I mentioned in the last episode, I just can't imagine a positive, good ending. Not in terms of, well, this is a shit ending in terms of writing and all of that, but I can't imagine in terms of a feel-good ending. I can't imagine that happening. For the baby's sake, in terms of, well, yeah, there is the potential it could lose both its parent. The child could lose both of their parents, but there's the potential that Gi-hun's gonna die. So it's gonna be a roller coaster. This is the final episode of Squid Game season 3, which I think I've enjoyed this portion of things compared to season 2. I know it was split into 2 seasons, but I felt and it's probably because the stakes have been raised a little bit further, but it's been great. So this is the final episode of Squid Game season 3, the final episode of Squid Game entirely. Let's go. It's like, how? There we go, we can use him to get to the island. Ooh. What the hell? What the hell? Yes, Queen. Oh boy.
하면 너도 죽어.
Yeah. Take a step back, bud.
그럼 여기서 다 같이 죽든가.
Yo, shit.
혼자 괜찮겠어요?
해경이 도착하면 전부 사실대로 얘기하세요. 일이 끝나면 모든 책임은 제가 지겠습니다.
Shit.
걱정 말고. 당신 내가 호구로 보여? 그렇게 슬쩍 넘어와서 나
No.
밀어 죽이고 혼자서 상금 다 쳐먹으려고?
No, he's literally gonna sacrifice himself.
역시 약속? 누구랑? 준이랑?
Oh boy.
당신 준이랑 무슨 사이야?
Oh shit.
밖에서 원래 알던 사이?
You're getting way in over your head. That is risky, just saying. Yes! Oh, he doesn't make it. Woo! Stab him! Never bring a pole to a dagger fight? I don't know. Damn. Oh, they're not gonna. Oh no, I see where things are gonna go. Shit. You piece of shit.
안돼. 그러지 마.
Oh shit. And there he goes. Bloop. Yeah, now there's a problem. The final game has not started. I don't. Yeah, so Gi-hun's gonna have to die. Oh, Gi-hun, yeah. It's the whole. It's the end of time all over again. That realization. Doctor Who. Yeah, what's gonna happen now? Because the Coast Guard's here and...
되었습니다. 제한 시간은 10분입니다.
Shit, no. Shit. This is such a deflating mood. I mean, with Gi-hun, he's gonna have to kill himself.
What are you waiting for? 4, 5, 6? Just to end it already.
You fucking dickheads! You think he's gonna?
Some goodbyes take time.
You dickheads! You don't get it at all, because you're so hell bent on killing the baby. It's just so. Oh boy. Yeah, they're realizing he's gonna kill himself.
우린 말이 아니야.
We're not horses.
사람이야.
Oh.
사람은
Shit. So what's gonna...
456번.
That hurts to hear. I wonder if Noel's gonna raise the baby. I don't know.
해경 함정이 섬쪽으로 다가옵니다. 철수 시작해.
Oh shit. I think the front man is just absolutely disappointed. Game over indeed for this island. Shit. Yeah, back up. Shit. It's the fact he took his mask off as well. Like, I know he does from time to time, but in front of him as well, like in front of his corpse, he feels absolutely, like he feels like shit, doesn't he? Shit. Oh, hells! Oh!
왜 그랬어?
Nope.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is this? Lost? You tried, Gi-hun. You tried. Do we call that mission failure? Because I know he was trying to stop, you know, shit as well, but whilst the games were going on, he was trying to, like, yeah. But he couldn't exactly reach his bro, could he? Isn't that all of, shit. Wasn't that all of Gi-hun's oh no.
일할 때 들었어요. 나연이 아팠던 거.
아, 그러시구나.
Well, it's a good. At least we got one positive that she's pulled through.
주위에 여러분들이 도와주셔가지고요. 지금은 많이 좋아. 아직 완성이 덜 됐는데.
다음에 다시 올게요.
Because she's gonna keep checking on the kid as well, and yeah.
당일 사는 데가 많아. 딸 이름 한송이 맞지?
Oh.
또 혹시 내 말 듣고 있네?
이런다고 네 죄가 줄어들 것 같아? 어? 망 좀 버렸더니 의세를 못 참고 잠을 자냐?
I spent 6 months in there.
세상이 진짜 불공평해. 어?
All because of your incompetence.
아니 형님 죄송은 한데요.
그러면서 돈을 버는 거라니까.
아니 형님 말은 똑바로 해야죠. 그 사람들 도와주는 것은 아니죠.
You're not helping his case.
아이고.
Yeah. Didn't think about that. Yo, the front man didn't just be like, okay, this is your responsibility now, bro. Little bro. There's no way! Is this a way of saying sorry, but I'm still a dickhead at the end of the day? Without even leaving a message, of course, because obviously, yeah.
설아 뭐해? 인사해야지.
Glad they've like full circled the Sebiok story.
사람이 나와 있을 거니까
아무 걱정할 거는 없어. 네. 잘 다녀와.
Oh my god, alright. God's sake.
아이. 이제 10,000원짜리 한 장도 안 남기고 CCTV는 싹 다 지워버리고 아 참.
혹시 그러면은 응? 그 형사놈이 먹고 주둥이 확 닦아둔 거 아닐까요?
I mean, he's close. He's close. He didn't take the money, but he does have a lot of money.
Must be the pizza. I'll get it.
Hello? Yo, what the hell?
혹시 여기가
할 거라고 그러니까 관심 끊으라고.
That sucks as well.
성균 씨 유품입니다.
Rip that band-aid off, right?
성균 씨께서 돌아가셨습니다.
Alright, what the fuck? Nope, the card's gotta be in there, isn't it? Kate Blanchett! What the fuck?! Is that Kate Blanchett?! What the fuck is Kate Blanchett doing here?! There's not even a smile on him, like... I thought he was smiled like, yes, the game's continued. No? But we do have American Squid Game, don't we? Jesus Christ. But there might be a few people who might be thrilled getting smacked by Kate Blanchett. I had to say it. Right. Nah, in all seriousness, what the fuck, though? I mean, I'm guessing this is all tying to... Because I have heard... but I didn't think it would be connected, if that made sense. I thought it would just be like its own... I mean, it can still be its own separate thing whilst it's connected, but it didn't exist in universe, and it wouldn't be even teased in this or anything like that, so... I have heard rumblings about them doing, you know, oh, we're going to Americanize it, or they're doing it, funnily enough, they're doing an English version. As if we didn't have an option on here anyways, if you wanted to listen to the dub or whatnot. So, yeah. So, I'm just baffled. Kate Blanchett. Oh man, that was a jump scare and a half. Galadriel being the recruiter for the Squid Games. What a sentence, right? Yeah. Man, I mean. Not gonna lie though, I was low-key expecting as well. I was low-key expecting the front man to kind of, I don't know, smirk maybe, I don't know. When it came to seeing Kate Blanchett. Eesh. You know, be the recruiter basically. Because the games had to be terminated. The Coast Guard was we can't be doing this. So yeah, but again, there's mixed feelings, I'd say, when it comes to Gi-hun and his sacrifice, and yeah. Well, there we have it, the final episode of Squid Game, at least for, I guess, the Korean version. As for the American version, yeah. Jesus Christ, Kate Blanchett. Yo. I can see where all the money went in terms of, hey, we need you for a 5-second cameo, Kate. So, I can see where all the money at the expense of the baby and whatnot went. No, in all seriousness, though, oh yeah, it was so rough, this episode, especially the beginning, because I just had a bad feeling coming into this. I even said that I didn't expect a, you know, joyous ending or whatever. I mean, well, here's the thing. We know that Gi-hun initially wanted to bring an end to the games. The problem is, obviously, as explained, especially with the ending as well in mind, he's only one man, and the games span across the world. So, oh, imagine if there was a British Squid Game. Yeah, I can imagine how that goes. You know, spend so much for the week in terms of, you know, cost of living and all of that. I don't know. Ask the majority of British people to drink coffee instead of tea for the week. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Coffee's not that bad, and there will be people who drink it, but I'm just taking the piss. In all seriousness, though, again, I mean, Gi-hun wanted to bring an end to the games. And whereas he didn't, personally, we know that thanks to the involvement of the Coast Guard, thanks to Gi-hun, he brought an end to the games, really. At least for the, you know, Korean version of things. Because, again, he's not exactly... Gi-hun can't exactly take down so many games in one go. Just because the Korean Squid Games have ended doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that, okay, well, everyone else is going to retreat. You know what? One goes, it's not like it's going to cause a chain reaction. So, yeah. And I was wondering what they were going to do with that. So, yeah. But it wasn't on the forefront of my mind because I just felt like we forgot about it because, of course, that was Gi-hun's quest. And instead, I wouldn't say the onus went to Gi-hun, but he managed to finish what Gi-hun had planned. So, yeah. Although I wish they kind of did his story a little bit better because I did feel like things were a little bit in limbo for Gi-hun's character. For a good chunk of season 3, and bleeding into season 2, and I did feel like with everything that happened with his story in this episode, it kind of felt a little bit rushed, maybe. So yeah, but yeah, it was an intense ending. Like I said, I didn't expect much to come in terms of positive vibes. With this final episode, because of course with Myung-gi's character, there was the prospect, but of course Jin-hee, she didn't really want Myung-gi to be involved in the kid's life. So would Gi-hun win at the expense of Myung-gi's life and all of that, and take care of the baby on his own? Yeah. And if it were the other way around, then Gi-hun would have died, and yeah, it would feel a little bit like Jin-hee would lose out still. So, and it was so frustrating again going into these games. I mean, this game was just frustrating as a viewer to watch, this final game. Just because logic just went out the window for all of the characters. And, well, it was a portion of that, and then the other half was characters being dickheads. I was already really pissed off with those assholes who were already planning on getting rid of Min-soo, Gi-hun, and the baby. And they were like they were being condescending. They were trying to be civilized and be like, "Oh, we should really put it to a vote," and all of that, as if, you know. But they were more so voting, okay, who do we eliminate first? We've already got our 3. It's just like, who goes first? So yeah. And then in this episode, Myung-gi was an absolute twat. You know, forget what I said about him looking out for the baby. Because, yeah. I mean, that's it, though. I thought with the last episode, he was gonna absolutely be fighting for the baby. But then the bastard was threatening to take himself with the baby. And even at points, he had the baby, like when he was scooping the baby from the bridge, I'm like, that's fucking dangerous. What if the clothing suddenly comes undone and all of that, and then you drop the baby? And then he hangs the baby as leverage over the edge, and it's like, you know what? This guy's a fucking psychopath. So, yeah. And it's just really, I am glad that he didn't win, but yeah. Because he is a fucking psychopath. So, what a piece of shit. But again, I was frustrated in the element that you got these two idiots, Gi-hun and Myung-gi, squabbling it over, and then they're like, okay, you can begin when you're ready. They didn't even acknowledge that. And so it was so needless. So, yeah. Because Gi-hun could have won, and he could have ensured that the baby would be in good hands. I mean, to be fair, the baby was eventually in good hands. We'll get to that in a moment. But, yeah. If Gi-hun had pushed the button, he would have walked out. Because that's it, though. Myung-gi died, but the game didn't start, and then there came that end of time like realization from Doctor Who. You know, the whole, hey, I did it, I beat the prophecy, and then, yeah, that heartbreaking realization. I was, for some reason, when he realized the button was pressed, I was just getting those flashbacks. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, there did come that moment. I mean, I guess the VIP was right. Goodbyes are hard, but he wasn't. But they were so convinced that he was going to drop the baby. Because they already assigned themselves to believe that, can't believe he's won it twice. But it's like, you really have no empathy, do you? Y'all are full of hatred and whatnot. You're full of spite. You are so ruthless. And yeah, because they were so convinced that he was going to kill the baby, but that was never going to be Gi-hun's. I mean, to be fair, like I said, I mean, as soon as they were never going to kill off, the show was never going to kill off a baby. There was no way. I mean, I know this game is very, very ruthless and all of that, but again, I think I mentioned this in the last episode. I'd like to imagine that, yeah, we can take things OTT, but we're not the boys. We do have our limits, so, but, and we're not killing off a baby. So the baby was the baby is like McLaren with this season of the F1. I mean, we all know that they're going to win in the end. So yeah, yeah, I had to mention that. Just this season sucks as an F1 fan for me. Well, Ferrari fan. No. It was a guarantee, in my opinion. There is that sense of predictability. So it was sad, but it wasn't like tear-inducing sad for me with Gi-hun's death. On the prospect that, I mean, again, it was inevitable for me. The moment he went back, he was not going to make it out again. And not just that, though, but he was at peace with his decision, especially in regards to, because of the fact that he's been in this fighting battle against his faith in humanity. He's been struggling and all of that mentally, and he could be at peace mentally, but also he sticks it to the front man. He sticks it to Inho, who would be severely disappointed. It's interesting how, you know, actors can pull off a noticeable expression when they have a mask on. Because when he did sacrifice himself, Gi-hun, and the moment, you know, in how, like, I could already tell he's feeling a lot. He's feeling so shit because Gi-hun didn't break. He wanted Gi-hun to break. As we mentioned in the last episode, we saw that flashback, and we got the idea that Gi-hun, that In-ho sees a little bit of himself, in Gi-hun, and he was so hoping that Gi-hun would make the right decision, his right decision. So the fact is that Gi-hun sacrificed himself and was the better person. It kind of pushes forward the idea that In-ho's a piece of shit. And he even furthered that with what he did in regards to Gi-hun's daughter, in terms of not necessarily the money part, but more so you didn't need his you didn't need his coat, you didn't need to include that. But yeah, I mean, I felt like he was just completely at a loss, really. So, because even when he saw the American recruiter partook in those games, I thought they were more so I mean, I don't know if it's because America picked up on the Squid Games. You know, it was, I mean, the Korean Squid Games have a long-lasting history. We don't know how long the American games have been running, but yeah, because I thought they incorporated, you know, childhood games. So whatever childhood games in America would apply for the American Squid Game, and same with the British, same with the French, same with whatever. Because again, this is going to be a worldwide thing. So yeah. But yeah, as I was, I'm digressing. Yeah, with when In-ho saw the you know, games continuing with the American recruiter, I think I was for some reason I was expecting something cheesy like, yeah, the game's continuing, like he pulls a smirk, but he's not even, yeah, he just notices it like, oh shit. Well, so, and it to be fair, it's not his parameters, to be fair, but at the same time, I mean, it's gonna get his attention. But at the same time, I also feel like, yeah, there is like with what happened with Gi-hun and how he really went to defy the front. He went to defy In-ho's hopes in terms of Gi-hun would become like him, and that he would salvage any hope for humanity. I think, again, it's this whole situation where he realizes he is a piece of shit, and that there is a little bit of that spark in humanity. Because that's it. With In-ho, his whole journey, especially with this portion of this season, was to break Gi-hun further and further and further. To the point where he would have no hope in humanity whatsoever, that humans are selfish. And if anything, Gi-hun did the reverse on him. Not totally, like it's not like In-ho was crying or whatever, saying, forgive me, I've done horrible things and whatever. He acknowledges that. He holds on to that. And even when he went to confront Gi-hun's kid, there's still that shittiness that comes from him. But I'd say there, like, he didn't, I feel like he didn't have to give the money and all of that. And it's the same with Jun-ho. I feel like there is a bit of complementary aspects there, but it also feels like a little bit of a middle finger. Because of the fact that he's like, I read that whole situation in jest and thought, he literally just dropped a baby off to his younger brother, like, sorry, but this is your responsibility, but sorry. Because he even gave the money to Jun-ho. So, I just felt like it was so funny in a sense, because, again, it's just this whole idea of, of In-ho basically being like, sorry, but by the way, you have a kid to look after. But P.S. I'm sorry. Here's money. Bye. It's literally that. And it's the same with Gi-hun's kid, I guess, in a sense. Like, your dad's dead, but enjoy your money. Because originally I thought, I wasn't sure what was in the, for some reason I thought it was all the cash and all of that, but, it didn't click that he would have put it on the card like with Gi-hun. But, I would have thought, I didn't have imagined his coat would be in there, but before it was opened up and all of that, I was thinking, is he gonna let her in on the know that Gi-hun's dead? And then when she went to mention, I don't want anything to do with that bastard, I felt like, at the time, he had to mention it. So he could give the money. But forget about that because of the fact that, well, she was going to find out either way. So, and I don't know why, but there was also a part in my mind that kind of feels like Gi-hun, with Gi-hun's coat in there, that it kind of gives a little bit of encouragement of you know, his daughter trying to avenge him or some shit, and her being involved in the games to kind of avenge her dad, and yeah, so that was a thought that was going through. I mean, it might not happen, but there is a little bit of that encouragement in a sense. So yeah, but again, I felt like with In-ho, deep down, there is a little bit of respect between him and Gi-hun. And so when he goes and sacrifices himself, it's a bit of a bummer for him. I mean, he could still be a piece of shit, as he was with Gi-hun's daughter and all of that. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I just feel like with In-ho, he is shaken a little bit, if that makes sense. I don't think it's enough to obviously change him completely. So yeah, but you know, deep down, I think with Gi-hun's sacrifice, and his the ways he decided to stick it to the front man and all of that, it kind of shakes him a little bit. So yeah, what I just find very, very fascinating is what makes it even funnier, actually, in terms of In-ho dropping the baby off to Gi-hun and all of that, is the fact that 6 months passed by. He took the baby. 6 months passed by, so he was looking after the baby and literally was like, can't be dealing with this shit. You know what, bro? I'm sorry. By the way, you're a dad now, I guess. So, yeah. But, yeah. No, honestly, though, I thought Neil was going to, like, especially with, you know, her situation with her daughter, I thought she was going to take the kid and there was going to be, again, a second chance, really, for her. Especially when she was originally going to kill herself, but she rescinded. I thought she was going to race to the cylinder. I thought the front man... Like, that was my thought. Like, are we just going to leave the baby here? Because there was this evacuation that was taking place. And that's it, though. I feel like, again, this also speaks aspects in terms of, whilst he is still a piece of shit and he is still rotten to the core in a sense, there is a little bit of that spark with the front man in terms of he could have left the baby, I imagine, to be bombarded and all of that. But he went to rescue the baby. I mean, yes, the baby was the winner and all of that, but to be fair, like, his whole belief is that humans are selfish and this baby will be no different, right? So, but he doesn't know that, and there is a little bit of that spark, You don't know how this baby could become the nicest person ever. I mean, sure, it's got a fucked up origin, but, you know. So yeah, but I thought she was going to go back and rescue the baby, but it is great that we did get a full closure, a full circle closure on her story in terms of her checking up on the dad, with him none the wiser, of course, that, you know, she saved him, and that his daughter is healthy, a lot more healthier than in episode 2 of season 2. So yeah, so it's a good full circle moment there. But yeah, as well as with the whole Sabiok thing in terms of that reunion that we saw at the airport. So yeah, but yeah, it was. I feel mixed. Not in terms of it was good and it was bad. I mean, there were certain illogical decisions, and of course, it does feel like certain things were railroaded, because this could have, like, Gi-hun dying and whatever could have all been avoided. I mean, even mentioned in the last episode that Myung-gi and Gi-hun could have both survived, and the kid could have all survived if Myung-gi wasn't such an arrogant prick. So, yeah. So, yeah, but, yeah, I mean, it was just very interesting. I mean, again, I wasn't coming into this episode thinking, oh, it's the final ever episode, it's gonna end all sunshine and rainbows. There is gonna be this despairing aspect, I would say. And, especially in terms of, well, you know, the bad guys have essentially won in a sense, because, I mean, you know, In-ho's made it off the island and all of that, and, well, he has won, but he hasn't won at the same time. Because like I mentioned, he didn't get to break Gi-hun. Gi-hun decided to stick to him with that nice callback to humans are not, we're not horses. It was a nice callback and a way to stick it to the front man. So he lives, but at what cost? Because he didn't get to break In-ho. In-ho didn't get to break Gi-hun. He saw himself in Gi-hun, and he thought he could be easily corruptible, and the fact that he could abandon that, all hopes of humanity. But Gi-hun died being a good person, and didn't lose his faith in humanity. So, yeah. And that kind of breaks In-ho in a sense, doesn't it? So, yeah, but yeah, it was really, really an interesting way to end things. Obviously setting things up for the American Squid Game. Can't wait to see how that goes down. I can just imagine right now how different it's going to be, obviously. So, yeah, but yeah, that was a really, really, really good way to end things with Squid Game Season 3. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!